Hello YouTube, Jason from Renegade Rants Comics. I wanted to go through some of my this week's pickups that I got from my local comic shop. Patriot Flipper just opened up a few weeks ago in my hometown of Watertown, New York. And so I stopped in again, and every time I stop in, I promise myself I'm not going to pick up a big selection, and every time I walk out with a pile of books. So the first one I got, I've been wanting to get this for a while anyway. It's Wolverine 88, the first comic book meeting of Wolverine and Deadpool. Cover artist was Adam Kubert and writer was Larry Hama. And of course, this is not the original. This is one of my wonderful facsimile goodness that just came out this year, I think in honor of the movie coming out. So kind of glad to be able to pick that up and add it to the collection. Now the next one is actually one of the Grail comics, I guess, for my Wolverine collection I've got. If you watch the channel, I collect Wolverine, Punisher, Ghost Rider. I do have an Iron Man run and a Cap run that's pretty substantial, but these are the ones that I'm actively collecting. So anything with Wolverine right now is going to be hot, and I wanted to try to get them now before the movie comes out and prices spike or however that works. So this was Marvel Comics Presents #1, and these are 3 stories in the comic. There's a Wolverine, and then there's a Man-Thing and a Shang-Chi. So this is Marvel Comics Presents #1, 1988. First appearance of Kay Calicu, a Fear Lord. Sapphire Sticks, a psychic vampire. It also introduces the Princess Bar and Madripoor. That was used in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. The writer for the Wolverine story is Chris Claremont, and the cover was Walt Simonson. So being able to get this, it's not in bad grade. I don't know if you can see it right there, but pretty excited to add this to the collection. So then I noticed that they had a run of this, so I was able to get #2. And that, again, I'm just telling you who the Wolverine art, or the cover artist and the Wolverine writer. So again, this is Chris Claremont. And this one I had a little trouble. I looked it up, and if I'm wrong, somebody comment so I can put an edit in. But it looks like the cover was done by Alex Savick and Klaus Janson. So, but I love the covers where he's got the claws out kind of thing. I'll always kind of be into those covers. #3, also from 1988, and this was Claremont, and then this is a John Romita Jr. goodness right there. We have #4, and this was Chris Claremont and Al Milgrom. #5, and this is also 88. This is John Buscema and Chris Claremont on the story for Wolverine. This one right here does look like it's a little faded, and it doesn't really look like there's a lot of color breaks on the side, but it does look like there's a little bit of a spine roll. But this isn't a key by any stretch of the imagination. #1 was a key, so, but I saw that we had most of the run here. Now #6, this is Tom Sutton and the cover art and Chris Claremont. And this one right there, he's got the patch on. I love the patch persona with him. So glad to have that in the collection. Then we had #7. And #7 is Claremont and Bob Layton on the cover art on this. And then #8. So #8 is Chris Claremont as the writer for the Wolverine story, and Charles Vess on the cover art. Now this is the one that I kind of feel guilty, I guess the whole series. I watched the Marvel show on Disney Plus, or the movie, I guess, Werewolf by Night. I had never touched a Man-Thing comic. Never saw anything about it. And I was able to actually read, because there's the 3 stories. And I've only read the first couple issues, because you know, it's you get a pile and you read them when you read them. But the first couple stories, first time I actually read a Man Thing, and I'm kind of actually interested in the Man Thing now, as a character, like, hey, what origins do we have? Because it was just like a story, and I'm like, I kind of would like to know, more about them. So I'm going to probably look at maybe picking up something, maybe at Terrificon. But Shang-Chi was in there too, and it was kind of nice because I think they're little snippets of a story that they kind of, did through. So I don't know if it's retellings. I didn't look into it as much as I should have. I just knew that number one is going to be going up, because every number one that I've tried to get my hands on has gone up, and with the movie coming out, I knew that one was probably going to spike a little bit. So I wanted to get it. Wanted to show them off. I got them from Patriot Flipper, which is a new comic book shop in my area in Watertown, New York. It's in the Salmon Run Mall. And again, went in there, didn't plan on buying a lot, and walked out with a stack of books. He has most things priced, and some stores have everything priced. Some stores, at least the other only local one that I've got, never prices anything, and you get up to the counter, and then he's literally, I don't know if he's doing eBay pricing, but the pricing on them is so far off, and then I end up buying them half the time, even though some of the pricing, I have put a couple back because, they're ridiculous what he's asking for the condition. But was talking to the owner and said, hey, just, what do you have on these? I knew the $4.99 for the facsimile Wolverine 88, but wasn't sure about the other one. So he went over, looked it up online, gave me a price. Now, the number one usually, I think, would fall in maybe $12 to $15 in a real high grade. So, it wasn't an unattainable book, but it was just one of those things that by the time you buy it on eBay and you pay $5, $6, $10 shipping, the book kind of gets up there. But then he looked at me and he goes, $10. And I'm like, okay. So, and then the rest of them, the 2 through 8 that I got, he said $2.99 each. And that's full value on them kind of thing. But I figured that he kind of said $20 on the first book. He gave it to me for half of what he said. So, and I know it was kind of a, suck me in and get me to buy, but it worked because I want to keep them in business too. And, $2.99 for those books, I'll pay those, even though I might have been able to pick them up, at Terrificon, maybe in the dollar bins, maybe in the 50-cent bins, but I would rather support his shop right now, especially when he's, I've talked to him about doing some possible trades in the future and stuff once he kind of, gets some of his back stock sold off and things. And he's a really nice guy, so I don't mind paying the full retail right now with him, especially when he seems like he's kind of willing to make a deal kind of thing. So, but that was my week of comic book hunting, and hopefully I will be able to see this weekend Deadpool and Wolverine. I've heard really good things, and I'm super excited about that. Broke out the old Wolverine shirt, so hopefully we can get there, and you'll get a chance to see it if you want to too. So hope everybody has a good rest of their weekend, and good night.